Okay, there we go. This is Vince. This is our getting started call, which we do, I think, every week. And it's for all of our clients who are new to us, and also for our clients who maybe have been around a while and sort of want to find out what's going on. Mary, your broker, let you know about this. That's great. And I did ask if you wouldn't mind putting in the chat panel what brought you to us, what tools Linda, your coach, brought you. Oh, yeah, Tom Ferry. I actually train their coaches because their coaches like to talk about us. So, welcome, Linda. You need landing pages. Yeah, Liz, you're right. Landing pages are really effective in Facebook advertising. They're effective in a lot of ways, but I think people are starting to learn that they can leverage Facebook ads by driving them, instead of driving people to your website or driving them to your business page for likes, to actually have a page that can offer up information and in return gather some contact information. You're going to see in our system we have many tools to do that and help you do that. So let's see here. I think we've got some more questions here. You found us through researching. Oh yeah, Lori Ballin talks about us a lot, and Jared James, Megan from Jared James. We've been to a few of Jared's conferences, Megan, if you ever attended those. Um, Jared is definitely a fan of what we do for agents because we're so low cost. We make it really dead easy. So thanks for putting those answers in there, everybody. If you have questions, there is a chat panel in GoToMeeting. Use it. I'll take a breath every few minutes, and we'll kind of jump into it. Before we dive into the system, I want you all to know where information is to help you, right? How you get, there are a lot of tools in here, and a lot of people quickly get overwhelmed or they start driving themselves in circles and they're kind of lost. And I want you to know where things are so that they just sort of help you over time. First of all, before you log in, you can scroll down and you are going to see a number of, this is where we put our blogs, and these are kind of the great ideas that come back from our clients who chat with us and with each other in our mastermind group. We have a private mastermind group. There's a blog post here that says something like 86 buyer leads, 5 cents for pre-approval, for working on credit repair, 3 showings, for an ad for $36, right? And then they show you kind of what's going on. And so you can learn a lot about how other agents use our tools by just scrolling down and looking at the things we put together. This is also we put this out a couple weeks ago, lead follow-up, right? And I think a lot of agents, it's funny, we're listings to leads. We've been doing this for 10 years. A lot of agents get blown away by how many leads they generate over a weekend with us. And then the very next question is, what do I do? What do I do? Like, well, I don't know how to follow up with leads, which is in one way kind of mind-boggling, but we don't actually have like a stacked up email campaign for you. We recommend everybody has a CRM, but some tips here came from a lot of our clients who have talked about lead follow-up and what they're doing. And so I actually recommend that you use this, that before you even log in, you scroll down to lead follow-up tips from successful agents. It's a great post. And if you go further down, you're going to see a lot of ads like this one here, seller lead ad that keeps on giving. And so there are a lot of ads that have been shared with us by our clients, and we put them here to let you know, like, here are ways to use listings to leads, right? You don't even have to log in, you just scroll down. We are capturing those from the mastermind group. And the mastermind group is a secret group, which makes it a little bit wonky to get in. But if you want to get in, you can friend me. I think, where am I? Maybe we can see me here. This is the easiest way. If you're a client, you can friend me here. I put something up here. Yeah, Vincent Meza in Lafayette. Vincent Meza in Lafayette, and then I'll add you to the group. Otherwise, you can go through the support page or things like that. There's a button on the homepage in your account. You do have to be a client to be a part of this. But a lot of our clients have great information, mind-blowing information about what their ads look like, what's working for them, what's not working for them. we announce any new tools that in additions to the system in this mastermind group. So I definitely recommend, if you are a client, get in this group. Let's see here. Look, okay. I just want to see. I see some questions, so let's jump on those real quick before I start diving into this. 20 million. Yeah. Okay, great, Ryan. Yeah. Well, Ryan, if you're getting a lot of listings, you definitely want to see what we have, because we can help you get a ton of activity related to those listings, and then of course other tools to help you get more business as a result. So when you log in, you will see that there's a couple of major areas. So let me get into the account and then I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to get in. So right when you get in, normally everybody, if you're an agent and you're new to us, and you usually have something you want to do, right? You've got something really, it's top of mind. And so you kind of ignore everything that we put right here in front of you. But I want to point out to you what is right here in front of you, because everything you need to know is actually on this page. The get started with listings to leads, Scott and I just went over this over the past month to make sure everything that you need is on that page, okay? So I'm going to take us right there in just a minute, but I want to show you what else is here. Facebook advertising, how to run an ad on Facebook, how to create a listing landing page, a property valuation landing page, and how to run that ad. Excuse me, time to sneeze. Sorry. That's very good. The open house lead gen is a really great set of tools, and all you got to do is set up, save the date and time for your open house. And we email you 8 tools in one email. They are all designed to capture leads. Works awesome. Listing presentation is obvious what that is. Download it, use it. And there are other ways of leveraging the platform that are discussed on that page. You can find out about office plans here. A link to the Mastermind Group is here. I told you the fastest way to get into the Mastermind Group is to friend me wherever I am, right here. In Facebook, and just say Vince, I'm a client, and get me on our group. And then of course there's more classes down here, but normally people go right here, listings or landing pages, right? We got a bunch of automated tools. They're super powerful. They help you get more buyers and more sellers. They're all auto mobile optimized. We'll post them to your social media automatically for you. And then we got landing pages. A lot of people hear about our landing pages, and Lori Ballin, Jared James, and Tom Ferry, they're all talking about our landing pages because they're just dead simple to create and they're effective in capturing leads. So most people just walk right in here and go, boom, I'm going there, and they just ignore all the information we have to get them going. And so that's why we're going to start where I think you all want to ignore, which is getting started with listings to leads, right? Oh. And again, I'm sorry for all the sniffling stuff. We have a lot of great stuff you want to read here, but just skip it. This is what you need to know right here. Setting things up. Auto posting with listings to lead. Auto posting to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. CRM integrations. Client review websites. An email lead gen signature. So you have a signature bar you can embed into your email, and it captures leads. Facebook pixels, I would ignore this unless you're super nerdy and techie. It does not change the dial. Our clients generate hundreds of leads every week without even knowing what a Facebook pixel is. So unless you just like spinning yourself around or you're really techie, I would just ignore that. Talking about listing marketing, we give you a lot of information here on how to market your listings. It's pretty simple. I am going to go through this with you. And then landing pages and Facebook ads. So Facebook ads for seller leads, Facebook ads for listings, and then other third-party content, and no listing lead generation. So if you're an agent with very few listings or no listings and you want to use some tools to get some more business, well, that page right there covers it. So what I want to talk about is kind of this section here, what you need to set up here, and then how to market your listings, and then how to show you how to create one of our seller landing pages. So we got about 50 minutes. That's what we're going to cover. All right. First, auto posting with listings to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Now, if you click on this link, it's going to give you the details. I'm not going to click on that link because you can do that on your own, but I'm going to show you what that is. So once you set up auto posting for social media, we will auto post it to your Facebook business pages, to your LinkedIn, and to your Twitter account. And once the listing gets in the system, we auto post it, just list it, right? And if you want to see what it looks like, this message here comes to me. I'm the agent in this dialogue. My listing hits, it's sold. You can see here it's just sold. So Listings to Leads is telling me we have posted it, in this case, to your Facebook and to your LinkedIn account. This property. If you want to see it, click on Twitter. And if you click on Twitter, that little Twitter icon, it takes us to the actual post on Twitter. All right. And you see here, it says it's just sold in Granite Bay by me. Instant access, click that link or click this photo. And so what we're doing here is we're putting hashtags and emojis in here. You want emojis in social media advertising. It just gets people to click more. Hashtags on Twitter are super important for getting people who aren't following you to notice this. But more importantly is behind every post that we put on Twitter, every post we put on LinkedIn, and every post we put on Facebook for you, we put a landing page. And that landing page is designed to capture information. All right. Capture contact information in return for some other, maybe it's information on a home, maybe it's information on a home value. But that's the nature of what we're doing. So yeah, I think for years we've seen that agents have learned how to copy and paste things onto social media. And that's awesome because you get great colors up there and cool stuff. But what most agents don't know how to do on social media is how to get something on there that captures a lead. And that's exactly what we know. And we know now how to auto post it, how to do it automatically for you so you don't even have to think about it. So let's go over and look at how you do that, right? As a reminder, it is the first link on the Getting Started pages, which is on the home page right when you logged in. And what it's going to tell you is go over here to that little icon and go to your profile. Excuse me. And let's see here as we go to the profile. Over on the left is a red pill that says new, and that says auto posting, and that's where we start. You want to check all of these boxes and click save. I think these times you can just leave them there. Facebook, I got to connect with Facebook, right? So I'm going to connect with Facebook right now. And hold your questions until I'm done, and then ask me any questions you want. So it's continue as Vincent Meza? Yeah, continue as me. And what pages do you want to use? I want to use Listings to Leads. That's my business page. You might want to use a couple of pages. You might have, here's my La Miranda Daniel Luxury Living, right? So I might want to use that. I might have a couple. I might have a community page. Might have a business page. But I'm going to just use this one. And it's saying, are you going to allow us to do auto posting? Just say yes to all of them. We're not going to go and grab information from you. It just allows us to do this. And then when you click OK, it kind of flips around and brings you back to the profile page. Okay. And that's the first step of setting up auto posting. Now, I'm going to click in here, and when I click in here, it already shows me the page that it's going to post to. You could have multiple pages. The last step, and steps 1, 2, and 3 are here, is click this copy button and paste it over here. And you notice that we put in hashtags like the city, whatever city it's in, whatever status, whatever the description. It's going to have your name. Now, I've got a cool little brand I want to grow. I want everybody to know about, and that's Luxury Living in Lafayette, right? That's my main area where I do business. So if you've got something like that, you might want to add it right there so that every time we do a posting for you, it's going to have that, right? Maybe it's you, the rockstar realtor. I have no idea what it is, but that's how you do it. Twitter, same thing. You can add your favorite hashtag there. Actually, Twitter and hashtags work together really well. Actually, I already have it here. You can see luxury living in Lafayette. So every time something goes out, it's going to have all these hashtags. And then click save. And I'm going to go over to LinkedIn because we actually have to. It says I'm connected, and the problem is LinkedIn just made an update to their API. So I'm going to disconnect it, and I'm going to reconnect LinkedIn one more time. And as I click connect to LinkedIn, it's going to take me over to LinkedIn. We'll just sort of follow this process. Give it a second. Oh, I'm connected. Cool. Copy this, put it here, and I could add, luxury living in Lafayette. LinkedIn also indexes hashtags, so it's really smart. Now, what this is showing you, that what is this property description is dynamic. It's going to change based on the status of your listing, and whenever you get a new listing, it's gonna say just listed, but it's going to have always this kind of information in it, and it does it automatically for you, right? And more importantly, it's got the landing pages to capture the lead information and deliver it to you. All right. So that's how you set that up. It is the first link here, and I definitely recommend you set that up. Now, the second link says CRM integration, and I'm going to click save just to make sure I saved all that. Before I go into CRM integration, which is right here, I want to, what? Oh, I got it. I want to go over to my LinkedIn profile because a lot of you don't know what LinkedIn is or why you would do it. But LinkedIn is a big social media platform for professionals, right? And people want to connect, and it's great if you're doing that. But what a lot of people don't know is that a couple of years back, LinkedIn created a news feed. So if you know anything about Facebook, they've had a news feed where everybody's scrolling through and looking at recipes and pictures of their relatives and all kinds of fun stuff. And LinkedIn sort of jumped on that bandwagon. So you can see that there's a lot of information just right here that you can flow through. And so our auto postings are flowing right into this section. So this is where people are going to see it. It doesn't have as much eyeballs as Facebook, right? It doesn't. It's not even close. But our clients do get buyer leads and seller leads from LinkedIn. So that's why we're doing it. So now over here, CRM integrations, you should by all means have a CRM. If you don't have a CRM, I recommend Wise Agent. I recommend Lion Desk. Realty Juggler is really good, but there's a number of them here, and there are many other great CRMs in the country. Use whatever fits your business. And if yours does not show up here, you can always use email forwarding. And so if you've got like Realty Juggler, for instance, they give you a name that is your name at realtyjuggler.net. And they'll tell you any lead that you send there, we're going to drop right into, drop it right into your CRM for you. So as we're collecting leads here, we're going to send it to that email. They're going to drop it right into your CRM. You should have a buyer campaign and a seller campaign and just sort of go from there. So that's how you set up the CRM there. You can see that there's some other APIs that we have for other CRMs. What else do we have on this page? Client review websites and lead gen links or lead gen signature. These can be found on the profile. And the best place to find that is the lead gen signature. So this is my lead gen signature, right? It's got my banner and it's got my pic and my phone number. And many of you have a lead generation signature, right? Every time you send an email, you got your name and email there, right? And maybe your picture. And you're just saying, call me if you got questions, right? That's just not great. That is, you got to at least do that. But if you embed this inside your email, it's got dynamic links. Remember I mentioned that Lafayette Homes for Sale is my key area? Well, that link can point right over to your website if your website's working, right? And then a search all homes might point over to your website. I'm just pointing for some reason to some guy's website, which isn't mine. Here's another one which looks like it's kind of working. But these links work in everybody's email platforms. So if you're sending out an email for any question whatsoever, you could be saying every time, what is your home worth? And they could click that and they could fill out this property valuation landing page and they could get their instant home value, right? And that lead goes to you. So that's what when we go back here to the welcome, that's what an email lead gen signature is. It is this box right here that you can copy for your email and embed it and have unique hyperlinks there. And you can control those links. We call those hyperlinks lead gen links. And if you go up here, it says lead links. You'll see that I have a number of links that are checked. These are my default links. And those default links are the links that point to whatever website I want, right? Maybe I got a first time home buyer page I always want people to look at or whatever. But I'm going to edit these real quick because that one from Mark is dead. So let me just copy this and go back here, and I'm going to edit this. You can create them here, but it's pretty simple. You just click the pencil and you wipe that out. You put a link there, and then you click here and you wipe that out. Then you put an active link there and you click save, right? And as long as these links are checked over here, you can have many links, but if they're checked, they're going to end up being inside of your profile, like the key links for your profile. So let's go back there and look at that on my profile again, and we'll click on those links and we'll just see that now they work, right? So lead gen signature, Lafayette Homes for Sale is no longer a dead link. It's pointing right to my website, right? Or whoever's website this is. The other thing on this page is a client review website. So many of you collect reviews on Zillow. And if you do, we put them on a website. They're at the bottom of this. If you've got the Zillow Reviews, you can check a box. I'll show you where to check that in a second. But we create this page. And this page auto sweeps your reviews in from Zillow, puts it right here in the center. All your listings are over here on the right. And if you click on any of those listings, it opens up a single property website. And that single property website is designed to convey information about the listing, but also this follow-up is going to pop up and ask for a lead, right? Ask for their information. Because this home is pending, the lead is more about the listing lead, not about the buyer lead. When a home is sold, it's more about capturing listing leads, not the buyer leads. But when this home is open house or just listed or active, it's designed to capture buyers. And notice I've got all my favorite links over here, particular, related to this property here. So that's all on the client review website. If you're using Zillow Reviews, I want to show you how to use this page. Notice those are my default lead gen links on the left that we just sort of fixed. Copy this link, go over to Facebook. I'm lost. Let's go to Facebook. And just go right to your main page, right? Or just create a post and tag the client. Tag your client who gave you the review, right? So I'm going to just say it's Scott. And if you do this, and your Facebook isn't super slow the way that mine is acting right now, you can kind of tag your friend. And I'm going to give it a second, just fill this time while it's doing its thing. It should see Scott, and we'll see it. I'm going to just say, forget that. Let's see here, guys. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it is. Scott Pierce. Scott Pierce. Thanks for that great review. Right? And you would write something nice, right? I don't know. I hope you and your family enjoy your new home and all those sweet and fuzzy things. But before you just post that, paste in the link that I just copied at the top of that. And the reason being is that it embeds this pretty bright kind of, uh, graphic. It's got these sort of Hollywood spotlight things going on, and it's got some the stars, and it says a review, for me. Um, because I tagged Scott, now all of Scott's friends and family and colleagues that he is friends with on Facebook are going to see this review. They're going to see that I was Scott's realtor. And if they're remotely interested in real estate, they might click that. And when they click that picture, it opens up that page, the client review website, which has all my reviews and, like I said, all my listings on the right, and it's got a little form for what is your home worth up on the top right. So that's a real benefit. It's really useful to use that if you've got Zillow Reviews. So let me show you where you actually find that. On your profile page, there's a little spot here. I think it says Preferences. And right up here, you can check the box that says Show Zillow Reviews. And I don't actually have any reviews on Zillow, but a friend of mine, Kevin, does. And so I've got his email here so that it's sweeping his Zillow Reviews. And I want to point this out because my working email is vince@listingstoleads.com. And since I don't have reviews on Zillow, if I check this box, it would not pull any reviews for me. So if you've got a different email address in Zillow on your profile than you're using in Listings to Leads, make sure they match, go update Zillow, or get that email address that you're using in Zillow and put it in here like you see Kevin's. You can also control your lead gen, capture, how fast it's going to be, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, things like that. So let's go back to the Getting Started welcome page. We talked about the email lead gen signature. We talked about client review website, CRM, auto posting. I told you ignore Facebook pixels unless you're just a bigger nerd than us. And but now let's talk about listing marketing, right? And so most of your stuff is now set up that I think you should be setting up. But on the listing side, your listing should auto sweep into the system. When you sign up, you can ask the support team. Our support team does do kind of a simple setup for your account. And what in the world is that? Oh, well, let me just, I've got some junk here that I just don't even need. Your listing should auto sweep in when our support team sets up your account. If we see listings for you active, we will connect them and they'll auto sweep in. And then we create a bunch of tools. I'm going to show you those tools right now. But what I want you to make sure and realize is that you should be taking advantage of all of the statuses, right? So a listing, usually when it hits our system, it's just listed. You probably have an open house, so go click an open house, click edit and add the open house. I'll do that for you in a minute. And then after that, maybe it goes pending. So change it to pending and then change it to just sold and market your homes as just sold and pending because they are designed to get listing leads for you. So I'm going to show you how you actually do it. I did mention that we have auto posting, but if you just use our auto posting, you leave a lot on the table. So I've got a home here in Haiku. I am going to click edit and set up an open house. Okay. And then now sometimes open house information actually automatically comes in from the feed. Most of the time it doesn't. So you have to take a couple seconds like I am right here and set it up, right? So I'm going to say I've got an open house on the 24th from 1 to 4, save, right? That wasn't too hard. So while that's baking, I see a question. Let's find out what that is. Can past sold be added? They can. They have to be added manually. And let's see here. Okay. That should be set. So now that I've set that, I want to answer that question about past ones. I'm going to go back to listings. And you can add a listing here. And so if it's sold, it's not showing up in any place that we can grab it. So you got to click add and you just physically add it in. Many agents will create a just sold listing when they help the buyer, right? They help the buyer buy a home. So now they know that this home just sold. So they'll grab the listing before it's sold, pull it in their account, and then market it as sold after it's sold. Or you can do that manually too. But the reason I'm coming here is there's also a button here that says grab active listing. And this is important if you're going to market somebody else's listing, right? Maybe it's an open house, or maybe you're just borrowing one and you just want to get more buyers. So grab that, use that, and that'll grab it. You just need the zip code and the MLS ID. We pull in everything. But over here, remember I set up that open house. There's a little green icon, which is open house. Click the task list. Now, we also email you something. It's kind of a toolkit right in your email with all the functionality that you're going to see right here. But I'm going to walk through it right here so that you can see it. Now, it says social media, your social media. And notice that, what's the date here? March 4th. So that was a couple days. So it should auto post, but it just hasn't done it yet. This is from a time I did it before, but let's look at it. It's going to auto post to my Facebook and LinkedIn. And if I look at it, I want to talk to you right now about how our tool actually works. This is what we call a listing landing page. We can auto post it for you, as you have sort of seen me turn it on, but you could also just share this yourself. And if you don't want to turn on the auto posting, and this is still a great tool. When you're looking for buyers, this is called Facebook Connect. And this works really well with capturing buyers. Notice there's the ticking time bomb situation because it's time sensitive, right? Now, when I click this blue button, continue with Facebook, I want you to watch the center of the screen, a little flash. Oh, it moved over to the right. It pops up. That's us reaching into Facebook, getting the name and email of that person and delivering it to you. All right. And then the page says, thank you from me. And then it drops the consumer on the single property website. And that's kind of the nature of a lot of what we do. We create tools that offer up information, but for you to get it, you got to get us contact information. That's what we do. You got listings. You want to know who's interested in those listings. A lot of tools to do that. And this first tool is great for Facebook, for Twitter, for LinkedIn. You can set up auto posting so it goes there. You can put it on Google Plus, but I think that's going to be disappearing in the next few weeks. But that's just a great tool, and that gets the word out about the open house. Another great tool, and this is one that most agents ignore, is social media for your seller. You noticed how I shared that client review and tagged my client, tag my seller. This is actually, I'm sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around here. We have created tools for you to involve your seller in the process. And not everybody is comfortable with that. Most people don't even know what the heck we're trying to say here. So let me explain what it's meant. You're meant to copy the information that is in the email that we send you automatically and share it with your client. Email it to your client and call them for 5 seconds, right? And just say, hey, I just sent you an email. Would you just copy what I gave you and put it on your Facebook wall for me, right? And here's why. Because now this is me, I'm Vincent Meza, and it's me talking about Vincent Meza and Lafayette Realty, right? That's not really how it's meant to be. It's supposed to be your client talking about you and saying, we're having an open house on Sunday, and you are doing a lot of marketing, and we expect great turnout. So there's couple things going on here. We're marketing the home. Behind it, we've got a tool, a landing page I'm going to show you in a second, that's designed to capture leads for you. But also, we are letting all of your clients know that you are their realtor. And I'm assuming you guys all like online leads, right? I mean, that's why people come to us. But a lot of our clients also love referrals. And I don't know how you get referrals, right? Do you leave some shiny cutlery behind? Do you leave some business cards behind? Pot holders? I have no idea. For us, we feel like if you get your name in front of your clients' friends and family and colleagues a half a dozen times, it's a pretty good way of getting the word out that you're their realtor, right? And that's That's what it's all about. And that's what you can do right here. If they're, interested in real estate, they can click on that picture, and you probably know what's going to happen here. We're going to drive them right to the listing landing page. That is designed to, or I guess we missed it. So it's going to drive us to the single property website, right? So we can capture the lead here, just like we captured it with a listing landing page. There's that ticking time bomb, and here's that whole thing. So that's just a great way of marketing the home, involving the seller, getting the word out that, if you want more referrals, that you can get that sort of information out. We automatically generate it. As soon as you set this open house, we automatically generate it. Okay. So I see a question here. Let's go on. I am recording this, Hope, and it will be in our mastermind group. So just get there and you can watch the rest of this. Social media share image. I actually don't recommend you mess with this. It works how it is, but if you're somebody that likes to tinker with stuff, well, knock yourself out. Just come over here and say, you know what, I like blue more than I like green, and then save it. And then when you share it, it looks like that instead of like it does by default. The single property website, we just put it here. You don't need to really use this if you're using the social media sharing, right? Unless somebody emails you and says, hey, I'd like some information, you feel like sending this, great. We put it here because we create it, but we auto put this behind tools as you share it. So you don't really need to worry about it. The virtual tour, though, is something that I would recommend everybody understand fully. We have a lead gen single property website. And you don't need to do this at every status, but you should use this at the very beginning. When you first get your listing in, make sure you got the right lead gen links, and then grab the URL at the top, copy it, and put it on your listings directly on Zillow and Trulia. Go edit your listings and put it there, because you see this thing is designed to capture leads for you, right? And a lot of people see your listings on Zillow and Trulia, right? But if somebody asks a question over there, if you're paying them enough, you might actually get a lead. But I guarantee you 3 other agents are going to get that same lead at the exact same time. Now, if they click on this virtual tour, this is only designed to capture leads for you. And so that's why you want to you copy this link up top, you put it on your listings on both Zillow and Trulia. Now, if you're with Keller Williams, you have a platform inside your intranet called KWLS, put this there. If you're with any of the real agent brands like Century 21, Coldwell Banker, ERA, Sotheby's, put this link in what they call Crest. You do not have access to that as an agent. There's usually only one marketing person in an office that has access to this. So go give them the link and put that out and put them there. Found out why. Thank you, John. Okay, John, I don't understand. Do we set up the listing landing page? Liz, I don't know what you mean, do you set it up? When you put your listing in the system, we auto-generate all these tools, including the listing landing page. We auto-generate the virtual tour. We auto-generate the single property website. We auto-generate the social media tools for your seller, the e-flyer. All this stuff gets auto-generated. Just get your listing in the account. The next tool is the e-flyer for your database. And actually, if you've got a CRM, I recommend that you start to copy this and blast your clients with this every once in a while. Maybe not every listing at every status, but maybe when you're getting just listed or just sold or open houses, you want to let people know. Because right here, it looks kind of weird. And that's because we got some formatting boxes around it. But it's basically just a white email. And if you want to say, hey, I've got something just listed or just sold or open house, it's going to have your logo, instant update. It's going to have a link that can drive them to a listing landing page to capture information. It's also going to have a link to say, hey, go get your free home value, right? And the point of that, it's got all your favorite lead gen links, is when you set up a drip campaign, I don't know how that drip campaign is, right? Do you know how good your drip campaign is? Did you just get it? Was it sort of pre-formatted from the company you bought the CRM from? Did you update it? Is it super awesome or is it just sort of useless? Because there are a lot of useless drip campaigns out there. I'm sure you're probably getting some on your own. But this tool here re-engages those people. So if you drop this in every once in a while, people will look at it and they'll go, oh, that's a cool house. I want to go look at it. Or, oh, I want my home value, right? Or maybe I want to look at other homes for sale in Haiku. All these things can be done from this email. So just copy the code, the HTML code, put it in your CRM and blast it out. So I see another question here. So let's go jump on that question. Yes, Liz got it. Great. E-flyer for sellers' sphere of influence. Similar, it's an e-flyer for the seller, similar to the Facebook tool. Print flyers for buyers. Well, you know what a print flyer is, so I'm not going to go into that. This one, however, is one that you definitely need to incorporate in your business. I hope you understand what I just said. This print flyer for nearby homeowners, you need to find a way to incorporate in your business. This letter looks very similar to the e-flyer I just showed you. Our clients are door knocking with it. They are printing it. I'm not even just, I'm sure you're tired of listening to me talk. I'm just going to go over to our mastermind group and I'm going to show you what is going on here with that one tool. Go look up the two words Dustin Fox in our mastermind group. And whatever Dustin's saying, I recommend you are paying attention. But on July 30th of last year, Justin was kind enough to say, hey, I'm using this letter and the highest ROI for our business is from getting that out into my market. So he spent $625 mailing this letter that is on every one of your listings to 250 homes. And he got, when he wrote this, he got 6 listings. It actually ended up with 10 listings from this one mailing of 625 bucks. He's telling you his average commission is 17 grand. So you can see why it's his highest ROI. Now, if you go find this in the mastermind group, you're going to see that a number of other agents have jumped in here to have a conversation about this. And they are going, I mean, the conversations have been going on all year. So go ahead and go see what other people are doing. There's also another lady, that's like, what other people are basically saying is, hey, you know what, I'm just door knocking with it. But what Dustin is doing is he's making that envelope a little bit more, it's kind of like you can't throw it away. It's a black envelope. He now hand writes in a shiny kind of glittery pen, and he puts his little calendar and his Zillow Reviews in there. It's bulky enough that you won't throw it away, and it's customized enough that it looks like it's a personal letter. And then there's just this very simple page that people can find out about a home and get their home value, and that's where he's getting the listings from. So that is just a great thing to do. And I'm going to point out that while that is maybe a bigger deal, this lady Cheyenne came in February 25th, took the same letter and door knocked for 7 hours and picked up 4 listings, right? That's pretty much one day's work. And to get 6 buyer leads and 4 listings. That's incredible. And I can tell you, Cheyenne could not figure out, she's still with us, she can't figure out what we're doing on Facebook advertising. She heard about it, she heard about landing pages, but I see her questions in this group. She's just, I don't know, it's just not clicking for her. So she just took this simple letter and just started doing some, some walking and knocking and got 4 listings out of that. So there are many ways to apply this tool. Figure out a way to apply that tool to your business. Since this is an open house, there's also a sign-in form. If you're holding an open house, get the Wi-Fi for the home, right? And have your little iPad or your laptop there and just say, we'd really love your feedback. And when they fill this out, it's just a couple simple questions. They get a mobile optimized website with more links in it to capture leads, re-engage those people. You, of course, get their contact information. If you're a blogger, if you're using Playster, you might want some blog stuff. You can copy this. If you click blog, it'll open up our blog page. maybe one day. I don't know why it's doing this. It should just open automatically. I'm just going to skip that because I don't have no idea why that's not just like instantly loading. I'm laughing because we just did some work to our servers this is supposed to be much faster and everything. Scott was telling me he's very excited. He's not going to be excited when I tell him about this. You can post to Craigslist, and I do recommend that you post to Craigslist. Not everybody does it anymore. If you've been in real estate a long time, you know that this was a hotbed for lead gen. And then if you really know Craigslist, you'll know that it stopped being a hotbed for lead gen about 4 years ago, and Craigslist totally turned their website upside down and made it super difficult. I would say 98% of your competition left Craigslist on that day. Took a couple weeks, but now all these realtors just took off. It's much harder for a consumer to get to, but it is the number 16th traffic website in the United States. So the consumers never left, just the realtors left. And so it is harder for people to get to you, but when they get to you, they're easier conversion because they actually were a lot more serious than they used to be. So I recommend it. Text writers, we have text IVR. You can print up writers here. The text IVR, we integrate this. You can get automated information and you get more leads with phone numbers. We integrate that with our automated social media posting too, so that can be really helpful. And like I said, we auto post to YouTube, set that up on your profile. Yes, this recording, if you're a client, you can get into our mastermind group and you'll see a recording of this. Excuse me. How long does it take to get a writer? I don't know, Liz. We don't. This link here is actually to just kind of a partner company. I think they're called Dirt Cheap Signs. You can call them. You can click that and call them and ask them how long. I really don't know that one. So that's how you market your listings. Let's see here. Let's answer some other questions. Now is a good time for questions because that's how you market listings. Okay, whether it's coming soon, just listed, just pending, or sold. I'm going to show you one more thing, but I want to make sure I don't miss any questions here. Past sold, it's got to go. Found out why. Okay. I thought I saw something about Spanish. Yeah, Clara, I would ask support. We used to have a little plug-in for Spanish, but when we moved to the new platform last year, we didn't do that. You can write things in Spanish, but you might want to just ask that in support and say, hey, how can we do this in Spanish? There's a support page for everybody up here. So one more thing about listings before we jump into the landing page section. And let's see here. I've shown you open house, but I want to show you just sold. There's a couple of things here that are really important. One is that every status has a different call to action, okay? And I think the best way to see that is a single property website. If you've got a home that is sold, I recommend you use a single property website. And you see it here, it's got the information. So people who click on just sold ads, they typically own a home, right? It's not people that want to buy a home. And sometimes a buyer will look at that. This has a virtual tour embedded in it, but people who will click on just sold are oftentimes they own a home. They were just wondering, well, I wonder what that's sold for, right? And the nice thing about it is that when the page pops up to capture the lead, it's offering them a free home value, right? And so they drop in their address, click go, you get their contact info with their address, they get a home value. That's how that works. So I definitely recommend that you use that. I also recommend that you post it to your social media. You can post that to your social media, but the seller's social media is really, really important. Because, and remember, I mentioned this earlier when we were talking about the open house, but now that it's sold, it's got a different message, right? And this message is gold for any realtor. To have a client on their Facebook page, let's close this. Where are we? Say paste. It puts it, we'll wait for the picture to go there. It says our home, let's just wait for it to show up. Our home is just sold, and we want to recommend Vincent Meza at Lafayette Realty for doing a great job. Here is his email address and phone number. This is a pre-written testimonial for you. And now all of the friends and family and colleagues that are, friends on Facebook are going to see that here's your phone number. You are their realtor. You sold their home. Here's your email and phone number. I mean, that is designed to get referrals, right? If they click on it, they see the single property website. That's all designed to capture leads for you and get referrals for you, right? So, I don't know what happened there. Okay. So I definitely recommend that you take advantage of every status on your listing. And remember, I mentioned like what Dustin Fox says in that Mastermind Group you should see. And one of the things he's come back, he actually made a video on it. He shows everybody, I go through every step on the taskbar at every status. He's killing it. This guy is just going crazy in his region. He's using all the tools that we use. I think many agents figure out one or two tools out of our platform, and that's all they can figure out. Dustin has taken the time to learn all of our stuff, use all of our tools, and it's paying off for him. I recommend that you do that yourself. So let's go into the last section, which is landing pages. I do want to remind you that on the home page, when you log in, there's a dedicated Facebook page to help you create that kind of landing page, right? Create the kind of landing page that I'm about to create for you right now. The number one landing page that people want is called Property Valuation Plus. All you do is you click that, you type in the location, and let's see, where am I going? I'm going to Las Vegas tomorrow. Sorry. So let's say we want a Las Vegas landing page, right? You're killing me, Darlene. Just type in the location, spell it right because it shows up, and click Add Landing Page. And when you do that, it's either going to drop you on the editor or right back on this page, and we'll get back to the editor. Let's look. Let's give it a second, see what it does. Yeah. So it drops us on this page, which is where you edit it. And this is where I want to kind of let you know there are a couple of things that you absolutely have to do, right? One is change the background picture. So I'm going to go and say Las Vegas Strip, okay? And I don't want the map. Did it give me the map? Sorry about that, guys. Las Vegas Strip. Click on images. Let's get a good picture. Now you can do this yourself. Just like I'm doing it on Google. Larger than, do 2 MP. And where's a nice picture? Where's a nice picture? I like this. That's pretty big. Let's do this one. Not as big. So I click on that. I right click. I save the image as this one here. And then I go back to the editor and I click upload image. I go to desktop and I go like that and it uploads it. And then down here, it will say successful, and then I save it, and then it will refresh. Now, I want to kind of point out, like at this point, there's only one more thing you need to do to this page. But the number one thing is to get that picture to be relevant. Now, we don't all live in Las Vegas, right? Las Vegas is obvious. If I say Las Vegas, we all think the Strip. But many of you work in small towns, or you work in multiple small towns, and you should have a page like this for every small town. And I'm going to pull up one thing. I always talk about this because I set up the offices around the country, and I set up Summit, New Jersey, Coldwell Banker one year, right? And I gave this call about how to advertise on Facebook, because when I set up an office, I do in-depth trainings to roll out the offices. And I showed them how to create this tool and how to run ads on Facebook. And a month later, the manager called me and said, Vince, we're killing it. We got all these leads coming in. Everybody's running ads. But the #1 home value page has this diner on the back. And I want to point that out, because when people think that they got to put a picture on the background of their landing page, many people think it's got to be like $1 million home or something cool like that. That's actually not right. It's what makes you feel comfortable. Remember, when you're trying to get a listing lead, you're asking for somebody for their address and their contact information. And I'm pretty sure when you go snooping around the internet and somebody asks you for anything like your address and your name and contact info, you're gone, right? So you got to make them comfortable that you know their area, that you're not a national spam campaign. That's why you got to think, what is local and works in my market. I'm just showing you Vegas because I got to fly there tomorrow. The other thing you need to do is follow up. Click on advanced options and set this up so that when you capture a lead, every month we're going to give them an updated value of their home. And in that updated value, we're even going to give them the ability to schedule a consultation with you. People are getting leads out of this because they don't want to talk to you that first minute that they fill out the form. I know you guys all know the speed the lead deal, right? You get a lead, call them in 5 minutes. And I'm sure if you follow that strategy, you know that many people say, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't fill that out, right? That's just how it is. But they actually did fill out that form. And if you drip on them a few months and say, hey, would you like your home value? They'll actually say, yeah, not only that, I need to talk to you. And that form right there is working really well. So that's a #1 landing page I recommend that you use for getting listing leads. You need one for every one of your farm markets. Now is a good time for questions, people, because I'm going to wrap up in 2 minutes. I'll go longer, but that's where you do it. Where did you save that? I just saved that to my desktop. In profile details, there's a Realogy email to fill out. What Realogy means? I don't know what that means. Cloud, I don't know what that means. What happens if a pass sold from months ago or years ago? Do you have something, or do you have something that is doing a buyer? I don't know what that means. If something sold months ago, you can pull it in, you can manually create it and maybe advertise that. It might be not relevant anymore. I wouldn't market anything that is years old from that company. I'm not sure. Oh, so somebody asked, how long do those things, those sign writers come? Robert, thanks so much for information. Robert said that he asked him to rush order. He got that sign writer in 2 days. I think Liz asked that page, that question. So are there any more questions, everybody? Happy to answer questions for you. But this is, we just hit the top of the hour, and I think we covered a lot. I want to point out, when you log in on the homepage, what we have now is we just created a landing page that is one of the top tools for capturing listings. If you want to know how to run an ad to get this in front of relevant people, log right in to your account, go to Facebook advertising, and here are the instructions on how to run an ad on Facebook. All right, it's right down here at the bottom. So if there aren't any more, I see more questions, but now is a good time to ask those questions. I am going to put this recording up on the internet. Oh, we got a nerd. Great. Pixels, how do I add the pixel? Hey, Liz, that's above my pay grade. Go ask support. I only talk about things that generate leads. So that's, go talk to support. They got that. I'm sure we got a support post on that. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah. John, I'm going to have this on YouTube on my channel, which I think is Vincent Meza. I can't remember what it is. But it will be in our mastermind group, so go over there. Once you have a listing page, What's next? Put it on Facebook? No, AJ, just like I said, when you have a listing, go through all of the tasks on the task list. So you just go right here to the tasks and you go through that task list. I just went through all the tasks with you. So the ones that I went through are the ones that you should be doing. Yeah, the landing page should go to all your social media. Are you running paid Facebook ads? Liz, I think everybody should be running paid Facebook ads if you're in real estate. And I'll give you this. We do have a class on Facebook advertising, but since you're here and you're asking, I talk to a lot of realtors and I'm going to tell you what I tell all of them. If you are a new realtor or a realtor with like one listing or 0 listings, you should be running an ad. You should be running an $200 worth of ads every month. All right. So listen to this and write it down if you need to. You should be running one $20 ad every week on Facebook about a listing. Even if you don't have a listing, you should be borrowing a listing. And let's say I'm in Vegas. Let's say I'm a new agent in Vegas. I'm going to borrow a listing and I'm going to run a $20 ad for 4 days. That $20 ad is going to probably be seen by 4,000 people. Maybe more, maybe 5,000 or 6,000. Now, if you're a new realtor, how the heck are you going to let 5,000 people know that you're a realtor? There's no other way I see that happening, but that's what you can do with Facebook. And then, of course, if they click on it, it lands on our tool, our landing page, and they capture the lead, right? We capture the lead. But you're building the brand, and you're capturing buyer leads. Then on the weekend, you run a $30 ad, and that is what is your home worth in Las Vegas. So every week you said, hey, here's a home for sale, or here's something sold in Vegas every weekend. Now get your home value. That is our Facebook strategy. That's $20 a week, $30 every weekend. That means $50 times 4 is $200 a month. You should minimally be doing that. If you're an agent holding 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 listings, you should be spending $300 or $400 or $500 a month every month, and you will get hundreds of leads every month. And then at some point, you're just going to start getting random phone calls because you've been running 5 ads a week. They know you. They fully know who you are, and they will call you when they need something done. So Claudia, in the home valuation, there is Zillow and Onboard Informametrics. Onboard Informametrics is a company that they kind of go out and get tax information from different data sources. Claudia, you can test out both of those on your profile page. Select Zillow, fill out this form, get the value, do that on a couple homes, and change it to Onboard Informametrics, run the same addresses, and see what's more accurate in your area. We have been running ads, but needed all the landing pages. So this is awesome. Good, Liz. Yeah. You definitely need these landing pages. Agents run a lot of weird ads. I don't know what in the world they think they're doing, but they need tools like this behind them to capture those leads. Let's see here. More questions. Happy to answer questions. Are the paid Facebook ads something we do separate from L2L? Yeah, you run the ad. There is a Facebook. We do have a Facebook class, and like I said, right here on this page, it shows you how to run the ad, which is you get to this page by going to the home page and clicking on Facebook advertising. You can create an ad. You can create an ad on Facebook to get more page likes for your business page. Facebook advertising is covered right here when you log in, this green button. Now, even though I just said that you can run an ad for Facebook for page links, that would be the best way I can think of right now for you to waste your money. You do not need page likes on Facebook. You need to run ads on Facebook. And you drive traffic to any of our tools, and we will capture leads for you. That's what Facebook is, just awesome at targeting people. You need to know what to put in front of that target audience. It is our tools. So you run ads with Facebook, pushing people to our tools. That will work day and night. Any other questions, everybody? All right. let me remind you, everything we talked about is on the Getting Started page right here. We do have a Facebook ad class. I recommend it. And get in our mastermind group. Sorry for all the coughing and sneezing. Thanks for all the questions and all your time. You are welcome, Claudia. Good luck with everything. It takes a while. We got a lot of tools, so it takes a while to learn everything. But use as many tools as you can. They will definitely impact your business on the upside. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great week.